Asher Lake, and he styles
My
himself
character's
a bit
name
of a
is
poet.
Trixie. Been a little sheltered, and they are, picture if you will, an anthropomorphic squirrel.
She is an elven young girl.
There's a field in the back. Let's see how well you hold up.
I mean, I snatch a dagger. I'm not saying no. I'm not. I want to go, but I just want to understand.
Oh, you're only going if you beat me. Let's go. He starts marching out the back of the door.
I'd go to yoga, but they don't serve donuts there. Now I'm gonna stay right here. Weird. You don't hold stuff back for me. This is not.
Once in your life, you can't charm me.
There's me, and the little squirrel, and the boy.
Oh my god,
Am I wee? And it's somewhere stuck in there will be her quarterstaff, because she doesn't like to actually carry anything like in her hands. Hands free.
I'm gonna look over at Jess and say, I am good at stuff. You are good at stuff. Also, let's be good at stuff. Bardic inspiration.
As you shout out, be good at
It's
stuff.
a spell going into me.
Bonnie comes to her assistance, even though she is putting her saliva wood all over your eyeballs. Is that
hit it one more time
is such that you...
saliva would between friends.
It's pulp. That's what it is. Pulp.
Thank you. I was close to mulch.
So this pulp compress.
Are now audibly on.
Are you on mobile or desktop?
Just so you are all
Desktop.
aware.
Hello.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
Thank you for tuning in.
I want to say it's on like the third thing,
We have.
on the same as your ability, right?
You may hear Larissa in the deep, deep dark of the background shouting out instructions to Jess, who's finishing rolling up, because one of the things we did was we leveled up. I'm going to just adjust some cameras really quickly here.
Help me.
And apologies for the slow start.
I also still don't see where I do this. I got a whole extra 7.
It's not an abilities, it's in your class, and it's right here, that blue button.
Class manage HP.
Okay.
And then
And so everybody gained 2 levels, and that's kind of how I'm running this campaign. Is when we level up, it'll be a double leveling. Also, I know we haven't really even gotten started with things, but Jason made grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup. Made me some gluten-free ones. It's so good. So if I lurch into the camera frame, it's only because I'm secretly trying to grab a little bit of soup.
You gotta slurp it.
I'm not slurping on. Murder!
What a great noise.
You know, there's gonna be somebody listening to this on their way to work one day.
They just crashed their car. I'm sorry.
And they just like cringed as their super deep bass in their camera car.
She wasn't ready.
Can you pull that mic closer to your face? Sorry.
Of course.
Jess, can you go ahead and say something happy?
something happy.
Beautiful. You sound lovely. Rurik, can you say something happy? Nobody's listening to you? That's okay.
Yeah, nobody needs to listen to you.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares what I have to say.
I highly disagree with that statement.
All right. Oh, we have permission to slurp. As much as I would love to take that permission to slurp, One of the things I just realized I do not have on my person is my show notes, which is we're having a really hot start today.
Yeah, we were a little behind.
But I would just love to welcome you to episode... Is it really episode 4? Because in my dreams... No.
Is there any way I can come a little closer? Is that at all possible?
Not without pulling things out of other things.
Okay. I can just go like
At the break, I can try to get you a cable extender that's in my bag so you don't have it so far away. Sorry.
It's all good. I'm gonna be over you. Sorry.
So welcome to episode 4 of the podcast, Probability of Demise. We're an actual play, role-playing gamer crew composed of pandemic friends, our pod. We play in a world of our own creation using Dungeons & Dragons. Apologies for all of our puns and memes. We're going to go ahead and get started with some announcements. And just so you're all aware, we're really excited about these organizations that we talk about. And as the time goes on, there will be new organizations that we are talking about. It's just the upcoming 2 things that are extremely close to Larissa's heart are about to do bigger things. And it's
Definitely not bigot things, which is what you almost said.
I didn't even hear that, so I'm going to shut up and say, hey, Larissa, your turn.
Larissa, tell us about this bigotry you're involved in.
All right, so if you are local to NYC and you enjoy choral music and you are a member or supporter of the Alphabet Mafia, aka the LGBTQIA+ community, you should check out the Stonewall Corral. They have a concert coming up next Saturday, March 26th at Holy Apostles Church in Manhattan, which is at 9th Avenue and 28th Street. We'll be featuring the music of jazz artist Mary Lou Williams. We'll be performing her Lenten Mass, which, as far as we know, is the world premiere. No one's actually ever performed the full thing. And we will also be featuring jazz pianist and Mary Lou Williams aficionado, Deanne Witowski. She's absolutely stunning, and we're performing with her trio. So you should come check it out. If you're looking at buying tickets, you can go to stonewallcorral.org/buy-tickets. If you can't make it to the concert, but you still want to support our cause, you can also do so by donation at stonewallcorral.org/support. Additionally, one of our members is doing something amazing and that should have been done before but has unfortunately been too few and far between. Grace Lazos, one of our altos, is a member of Broadway Bods, which is an organization and theater group that focuses on size inclusive and body diverse casting. On this Saturday, this weekend, March 19th, they are presenting their upcoming performance of the Against Type Cabaret. It's at 8 p.m. at 165 West 86th Street. This cabaret performance pushes outside the bounds of typical typecasting and showcases performers for their talent, not their type. You can buy tickets for $20 on eventbrite.com, and links for all of these are going to be in our description after the live stream ends.
Are you suggesting that the theater industry may be shallow?
I believe the word is superficial. And it's not just theater, it's pretty much all of the performing arts. But, once they stop taking Disney movies and just recycling them into Broadway shows, that'll be...
They're just jealous of this ad. Just one large ad.
The ab. When you're ab... Never mind. So, Jason, do you have anything that you would like to share?
Nope.
And
I don't know things.
Jess?
I'm just glad to be here.
The word of the day is saltwater taffy.
Saltwater taffy.
That's 2 words again.
Shut up.
Shut it. This has been the word of the day.
Word of the day.
Words of the day.
Ba-dum-bum. I felt left out.
You're
As
involved
you
in
should,
everything.
because you're me.
as he should, because he's mean.
Mean.
Oh, mean. Wow, what is wrong with me today?
You have
don't-
something literally in your ears blocking the sound. I'm
I
not
don't-
Sure. Although they are feeding into the microphone, so never mind. Welcome to Inwood, everyone.
So, just so you're aware, as we go ahead and jump into this session today, there are two DOGs who are having a good old time checking things out, and we also have a city that we live in.
Yeah.
And cities do city things like random mariachi music and other fun things, which we're totally down for, except that sometimes they make the audio a little bit rough.
We may or may not live under the LaGuardia flight path.
There's that too, but I think the thing that always sticks out to me is the planes. Very rarely do I fully hear that, but I live closer to the trains, and I can hear them late at night when they cross on the other side. They make, especially when people are out running around on the railroad tracks late at night.
Above ground trains.
Yeah, the above ground trains. No, they have above ground trains, and I also have the not just the subway, but the trains across the river. And those tend to echo
the
back
Metro
over.
North?
Oh yeah, that's always a fun thing to have.
Say that stop for me.
Spudendival?
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. Spudendival is what.
Bulletin Doya Vila.
Yes, I do understand how people struggle to pronounce it because it is like 12 letters that don't belong together.
Spudendival.
Sure.
Spudendival.
I only hear it. I don't see it.
We don't know.
All right, so we last left off.
There's like one New Yorker somewhere laughing, and everyone else is like, "What is happening?"
Oh, true. Totally. 100%. We were at the outside of the city, outside the city wall. You had run out there, kind of abandoned by your speedy friends. Friends being a loose term. Excuse me. Didn't mean to that. And into a section of the woods that you recognized as being the province of a group of people that kind of broke away from the city. And you kind of need to like reconnoiter and figure out where your camp was. Where's Bonnie's body?
Right.
Honestly.
Well, I do my best to at least figure out from. Is it dark again? Sorry.
Always the timing.
You can tell I've been a server.
Don't you hate it when the waitress comes up right when you're... Yeah, no. Actually, you know what? No, that's too much of an aside. I'm going to stay focused. We had determined that you went down into the dark. You saw your client running through the thing that was kind of a racing. That puts us at... It's coming on twilight.
Okay. So I am going to see if I'm assuming I know which direction the sun sets. Even though I don't know which way that is because I don't know what actual way is north. Matt.
Nobody here does.
I'm going to try and triangulate to at least head off in the direction that I think... I can't see the lake from here, right? We're not like on a raised bed. This section seems to be where you're at, and the section that's been chosen, it's where there was a collapse, a landslide, so it's down. Right.
You can see that there's hillsides either side of you and in front of you that you could climb and hopefully get high enough to get a better purview. But as anybody's ever gone on a hike before, you think you're getting to the top of the hill, and you didn't.
Yes. Okay. I don't know whether to roll a perception check or a
So you're trying to figure out
nature check
where you're at and match it up to like basically create the map from
Yeah.
survival check.
Okay. I'd help if I pulled up D&D Beyond. Do-do-do-do-do.
Rourke's trying to not crunch into the microphones. Not working.
It's not very
Working, we
high.
can still hear everything. Okay,
I'm
I
sorry,
won't eat any
but-
of those very delicious things that I'm not supposed to eat because they're gross and disgusting, but these ones aren't
Gave you a
gross.
fork, you heathen.
This podcast quality just devolves. That was a pickle crunched on purpose. Those are all pickles being crunched on purpose?
Never.
Okay, what'd you roll?
You didn't ask.
Spicy.
Jason, real life constitution check.
That one.
Literally, that one, the perception check.
Jess, are you okay? Okay.
Just
Yes,
finishing up.
Sorry. Life got a little in the way for a second. That is
12.
my mistake.
Just bring life down a little bit so life isn't seen.
Sorry.
12.
12 on my survival.
Awesome! I get to roll some dice. So, what are the two of you up to while your friend is kind of trying to figure out where they are located and what they're doing?
I think I would be doing the same, like if somebody who kind of tramps around this city a lot, like on the outskirts,
Okay.
trying to like figure out if I know where I am.
So, since you're both kind of doing that autonomously from each other, I want you to roll that separately. And it's again another survival check. That was a loud smack.
Damn right it was. Hang on. Probably should have opened D&D Beyond before I played. We're super prepared today, everyone.
And I'm excited. D&D Beyond. No.
Survival. There's a 15.
Hey, there are 4 people paying attention to us. That's
Huh, friend?
wild.
I think one of them is me, so.
Oh, well, that's fine. You're exciting.
Hi, other 3 people.
Yay!
Yeah, that's...
Welcome.
Gotta start somewhere.
All right, so what'd you get for yours?
15.
15. All right, so I think both of you figure out paths that you think will take you where you need to be, and they're different paths. I'll let you decide how you're going to communicate that. What were you up to while these two are kind of like forestry persons right now? Tanzanite?
I'm trying to figure that out. I feel as if she would honestly just kind of be waiting. This is not her element.
All right. So what does that look like, though? These two are clearly like kind of, I don't know. I don't know what it looks like for the two of you. This one's considering looking around.
Probably very dramatic.
Watson.
Possibly found
Perhaps,
a rock,
no.
a stump, and sat,
Maybe it's like Jeff
and just like,
a little bit.
What does it look like with Trixie doing, like, this one's wandering around?
I'm just kind of doing one of these and then like hands on hips, like looking for any sort of landmark I can tell, like based on where the landslide goes up, and see if I can recognize any peaks versus where the sun is probably setting, and just kind of like do like a 4-corner kind of thing. But as I'm coming back from the last one, I can't remember. Did you tell us your mom was mad, or were we not?
I think so.
That? Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, so I'm coming back. You said your mom was mad at you, us.
It sounded as if she wanted to keep things the way they were. Or if not that it's more of a, how dare I disturb the status quo and cause an uproar.
Now, okay, Asher was like, Was that not just the same? Never mind. Well, what about your dad? Have you heard from him?
Not unless I call him, no.
He can't do that thing too.
I don't. He's never done it to me, at least.
I think he was in the cave with the dragon.
Oh yeah.
Does he look like you? Because there was a
guy that kind of looked like
a lot
you,
like you.
down with the dragon.
I mean,
And there's like, oh, we're the secret council that runs the town, and now you're just finding out about us. And then we had to run because
Yeah, everybody's parents are apparently involved except mine, which makes sense. My mom can't keep a secret to save her life, so.
what did he? I don't think he's a part of any secret council, but I mean, he does look like me. I mean, he's my father.
I would like to take out my notepad and just like sketch her father, or the man that I saw that we think is her father.
Considering I was just kind of about to do the same thing, I will
Be like, no, he had a mole.
Yeah,
there.
exactly. I was gonna peek over
What's
his
on the
arms
left
because I can't peek
side?
over his shoulder because I'm not tall enough.
So pathways forgotten for the moment. You're
Yes.
rolling a performance check with advantage.
Yay! It's either a 27. It's a 27.
This is actually like art quality that you would, if somebody had handed this to you, you thought, wow, why did my father commission this portrait?
I'm gonna take it and be like, oh. Keep it for later. It was very good, but not say that it was really good. So apparently my father is part of a secret organization.
Why don't you just hang on to that?
Onto what?
The picture.
What picture?
You know.
Oh, the little dinky thing.
The doodle, yes.
The doodle. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Secret doodle.
I know. I'll watch him do it.
What was that?
You're a little sweaty.
Oh yeah, it's warm.
Okay.
Speaking of warm, nope, I have no segue. We should figure out where we're going.
I think it's that way.
So as he points that way, you know that the path that you identified is
I've walked around a lot up here and then
4 or 5 o'clock to his 12 o'clock.
I did the same equation and came up with a different answer.
I didn't do any math.
That's nice. I mean, we want to go to the camp, which is I'm pretty sure is that way
Okay, what's your reasoning?
because it's that way.
You said you've walked out all around here.
I've been all around the woods. There's the weird nature cult people are around here, and if you the wind is going a little bit to that way, and you can smell the lake air from the water, and it's that way.
Good enough for me.
All right. So are you going?
This is like Larissa and I real life driving the car. No, I'm pretty sure it's this way. No, I'm pretty sure it's that way. I think you missed the turn. No, I didn't.
I mean, you rolled higher than I did, so.
Except for if it was real life, she would probably be right, and I would just drive the wrong way.
All right. So you're going down Asher's paths. Okay. So as you troop along, all those rules for nothing. You can see some signs of activity. It looks like, I don't know if any of you have been to the results of a landslide, but what I picture for this particular thing is actually Mount St. Helens when it erupted, and then there was the collapse along one side. It's kind of an epic level of landslide had occurred here. But it would be hard to believe that it had happened only a couple of decades ago because, like, really just before you were all born. As you get there, as you get towards the next few steps along the pathway, there's a lot of forest growth. There are a lot of plants that have already taken root, some in soil that doesn't seem like it would be appropriate for a tree to already be so established. You know, the tree looks like it's 40, 50 years old, gnarled roots curling over rock that hasn't really deteriorated very much. Moss finding purchase on sharp-edged stones, and ferns popping out of every little nook and cranny where 2 large flagstones might be cracked and meeting in one place. But as you walk along, you're increasingly certain you're in the right direction. You're going up the hill.
Every now and then I stop and I go, finger in the mouth, hold up to the wind, and I go, yeah, okay, and then I keep walking.
Tanzanite, will you be the honorary, let's see what sort of monkey business can occur, and roll 2d12s. Add them together.
Oh shit, which one's that? Is that this one?
The 12s are the non-D20s.
Yeah. Why does that make sense?
They're the dodecanoidahedron, or not a dodecahedrons.
And add them together?
Yes.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
All right. As you're walking along, you see what looks like a little bit of a burrow, like an animal burrow, into the stone. You could just pass it, or just maybe curiosity will strike you. Roll a perception check.
Ooh. 21?
Just so anybody who's listening knows, Trixie was sniffing.
Math. Yes, 21.
It smells like cat.
Like cat?
Wow.
It smells like really, really cat. Like, every town has a crazy cat lady. And you walk by and you can smell the cat smell. This is bolder, stronger, deeper.
I feel like I would know. Can I roll a nature check?
Roll a nature check.
That is a 19.
The specifics you don't know, but you are aware that this smell has been associated with some of the farmers use the urine of a mountain lion.
That's what Larissa thought.
And I would say, well, let's see what you share with others. I wait patiently.
Pretty sure there's a big cat in there.
A kitty?
No, not a kitty. A big cat. Like very sharp claws and maul and
A big kitty?
that can kill a person.
Oh, that's not as fun.
Why don't you roll a history check really quick?
Jesus.
That's so loud. I can get you leather for that.
So it's 18.
It is leather.
I'm gonna get you belt. What was that total again? 18? Okay. So I think you overheard at some point somewhere in one of your interactions or wanderings that someone had mentioned that there was a bigger mountain lion problem than previously noted. Something was bigger and more dangerous. And that the town was working towards finding and dealing with the problem.
I heard that there's a mountain lion problem, and it's like getting out of hand. And the city guard, aka your dad, was supposed to deal with it, and I don't know if that happened.
Yeah, well, my dad's often short-staffed, so...
Is that a short joke?
It's a squirrel.
He has a staff. I'm just gonna leave that. We should go to not get eaten by a mountain lion.
Quiet.
Goodbye, kitty.
Oh wait, I forgot I would have to roll for this.
Oh no.
Roll a stealth check.
God dang it! I just saw what they rolled. Odd rucker.
Boom. That is a 7.
Oh, I'm trying to be good about this. So based on what this is, your
Are we averaging out?
your average has to be above a 40. Group average
total.
above a 40. Or group total above a 40. Sorry.
You rolled
Group total.
what?
7.
Group total above a 40.
Okay, we're at
7.
13.
It's not looking good.
Oh, well, I mean, mine was good, but it wasn't that good.
Is it a 27?
16, 17, 18, 19.
Oh, so close.
And that was with disadvantage.
What the hell,
Yeah,
Jess?
that's actually really good for her.
You.
The two of you, I don't know what your excuses are, but wow,
I
like
rolled a
the
2,
cleric
that's my excuse.
was the stealthiest. So actually, you pick up the hint quickly, and you're like trying to slip away, and you're moving forward. Just as these two, one trips on a little bit of pebbles, and you can hear the clattering, and the other one, stop. And from behind, as you're just all kind of moving away from the den, you hear a high-pitched little.
Nope, run. Okay. Run.
And there's a tiny little baby mountain lion crawling out and looking at you. Its eyes just opened.
Look at how cute he is. Look at how cute it is.
I know it's cute. You know what's not cute? It's Mom. That's probably either behind it or somewhere close by.
His mom is dead and it's starving to death and it needs help and we just ignored it and we left.
That's nature's reflection. Oh, for fuck's sake.
And I run, and I'm going to run and dash to grab the freaking cat. And as I do it,
Walking away.
Okay, roll a perception check as you're dashing over.
That's not what I was suggesting.
21.
You see there's 3 kittens.
I grab them all.
Why are you grabbing all the kids?
What are the 3 of you doing? She just picked up 3 kittens.
Am I back in time? How speedy am I?
Oh, you're super speedy. You're back with the group.
Okay. Okay. You see? They're fine. Okay? And I run back and go to the
Roll a medicine check really quickly since you're looking at them.
18.
They look starved.
They're not fine. They look really hungry. Look at them. They're weak and skinny and sadly mewling.
We'll take them with us.
We're not taking 3 cats.
Hang on. I'm going to go look in the cave.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
I just sit down. I just go, no.
I need to know if there's a mountain lion or if there's a mother in there or not.
okay, go ahead and roll a perception check. I'm guessing you're like just at the entrance trying to like carefully make your way.
10.
Seems empty. You can approach deeper.
I'm going to take a few steps inside.
Okay.
Hello, Mama Kitty.
Oh, that's my
Roll a
dad's
perception check.
cat's name.
Mama Kitty?
Mama
11.
Kitty.
We're going to creep our way up as we go in, I guess.
It looks like there's
You're on your
nothing
own.
there.
Okay, a couple more steps. Dirty 20.
Okay. Seems empty. The only evidence of anything is that there looks like there was the remains of a small rodent torn apart. Not much left on it. Just bone. Fresh, but just bone.
I'm going to go back out. There's nothing in there.
As he comes out, you both get a whiff of all of the intense mountain lion urine that has been in the cave, and it wafts out with him. And the 3...
I would be like, oh.
Yeah, they're not that smart. The 3 kittens kind of meow at you.
I I stand up. I stand up, and I assume I have 3, like, or at least one sort of bowl-esque, cup-esque, mug-esque thing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna set it down.
The camp mug that he forced you to keep even though he thought it was too ugly for you.
Yes. And I'm going to get my decanter of water and be like, this is either gonna kill them or fix them. And pour out some water into it, and I'll go, cats. And I'll put it back and I sit down.
That's a very interesting choice to give us.
I mean, we went through a lot to get it.
I mean,
Like I said, it's either gonna help them or kill them, so...
but what if it kills them?
Well, they're gonna die anyways, because its mom's not there.
I don't know if they're gonna drink it. They're still pretty small.
Well, put them down and let them see if they want any. And I go,
Okay.
I'm gonna take my pinky and dip it into the water and then hold it up to one of the kitten's lips.
Which one? The one that first peeked over or one of the other two?
The one that looks the weakest.
That would be one of the other two.
13 for nature check. Or medicine?
It's actually a saving throw that I have to roll from Kitty.
Would be...
Kitty's an idiot.
Medicine check would be 18.
The kitty goes up and it just sniffs at your finger and then it starts looking on your pinky.
I got a little bit of it. All right, and I take I that one, and then I take it, and then I just offer it to the other one. I need one more pinky.
they
I
should
offer
know
you
how to
pinky.
drink water.
They all start
They just-
sucking at their fingers.
If they can catch a rat.
I don't think that they caught that. Their eyes are just open. They're probably still on milk, which is why they're starving.
Let's pretend I told them about the rat.
Oh yeah, I thought you did. My bad. My bad. I thought he did.
No worries, no worries. So yeah, your pinkies are being nursed, and you know that you've already gone dry. So like they're all there. What are you trying to do right now?
I don't think I have anything in my pack that will. All right, we should. I'm gonna take the cup and take the cup from my mess kit, and I'm gonna pour a third into that, and then I'm gonna pick up one of the kittens. I don't know if that's the right term for a mountain lion. Cub, one of the cubs. And I'm just gonna try to like hold the water up and then like start walking, and I'll be like, okay, everybody take a cat and let's go.
Can I have the smallest one, please? I'm gonna waddle and grab the smallest. And then get like a big leaf or something and try to make like a makeshift funnel-y thing.
I would take the remaining cub, I suppose.
Roll a medicine check. So you end up with the one that first peeked over. Okay.
Doing a medicine?
Yeah.
I'm doing a medicine.
I just want to see how successful you are at navigating the.
11.
I mean, you're getting some water in there. It's not like you've not been a vet before, but you're actually doing pretty good. You think? Like,
I mean, it's going in its mouth.
have you had a pet?
I turned and see her doing that. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And I'm gonna also grab a leaf, but I'm going to make sure it's not like a poison ivy or anything. Like,
Roll a
or
nature
poison
check.
oak. Come on, god dang it. Nature check?
Yeah.
5.
You're fine. I rolled lower.
That's all I need is to
You
can't die of anaphylaxis.
easily. I mean, I didn't roll in that one, which would have been something. But yeah, you're able to pull off the same stunt in general, and you're just copying each other in terms of what that is. And as you walk along and you continue on your path, you all get better at trying to like nurse them, and in fairly short order, they fall asleep.
As I just like have this thing, and I'm just like, I don't know how to.
I'll grab and
Why did we just adopt 3 cats?
Because we left our families behind and we need a new one? No?
Oh, Lord. Well, do they look? I guess they're not dead. The water didn't kill them.
Hang on.
No, it's meow. That's the
Meow.
wrong noise.
We need purring.
Why is this cat barking?
I think this cat's broken.
This kitty did not work out well.
The radioactive water made
Introducing
it bark.
Willow to the podcast. Willow, you're on camera. Do you want to say something to the crew? Just don't say it loudly.
Wow.
Yeah, you're on mic, dude. Be chill. All right.
Oh, you don't want to lick my lips. I'm pretty sure it's going to be really spicy.
So as you're moving along and you've got these 3 cats, you fairly quickly find the camp location. You can see Bonnie still lying there, just inside of that little lean-to of a tent that was put up, and you can see something else which is just a little interesting. It wasn't there before, but maybe the 2 figures who are industriously rifling through it were responsible for this. 2 little green creatures that are speedily chucking things out of a big, huge bag.
Oh, was that your bag?
Is it my bag?
No.
Oh.
And you recognize those 2 little blurs of motion.
Hello, friends. Thanks for leaving us.
What do you do?
Next time, can you help us the whole way? Otherwise, great job.
Totally
understandable.
I'm just going to be like, look what we found, and hold up my sleeping kitty.
Their eyes just get really big, and you see both of them take 2 big steps back. And in another situation, they would look like they took slow steps back, but it just looks like they step back pretty fast.
They step back at normal.
They step back at a normal pace.
So what bag were they looking through? And what has now on the floor everywhere?
This bag was not there before, but you can see all over the place these little parcels of what looks like ration supplies. Just, they were into this bag, and it looked like it was a hempen bag, muslin.
Is there anything I can do?
Do I recognize it at all?
Go ahead and roll a really high history check. I think the DC will be 22. I just don't think it's something you would have known.
I have to nat because...
Is there anything I can do to try to understand them better without having, like, tongues or anything? Like, can I do something where I, like, really focus?
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
And, like, read their lips or
Which
something?
is all I needed you to do this whole time, is just roll an insight check on this.
Great.
To see if you understand what they're saying.
Rourke swears if you slow it down, you'll understand them.
Okay. I mean, you get like this momentary, and what we can do, and then we can do this, and that crazy fig person just dropped this bag, and then we can roll out with him.
A fig person. A fig person dropped the bag. Dropped the bag here? Or did you take the bag from the fig person?
No, we brought the mushrooms, and we brought it, and we brought it off, and we pick it up, and we go around, we pick it up again, and we put it around.
Yeah, man.
Picked it up, mushrooms. That's what I got.
I would like to also roll an insight check.
Okay.
Ooh. 17.
You catch a little bit more than what she was catching, and you get this the more of what the statements were, which were along the lines of, yeah, one of those crazies who lives at the mushroom circle went and dropped this bag here. It's the one that's been following you for the last half an hour, 2 hours.
You said somebody's following us. One of the nature cult people is following us. Mushroom Grove bag, something. He just left this here?
And he holds up a little piece of paper.
Oh, you could have led with that. You could have led with that and then gone through the rest of the stuff.
It's a note. It is written in common, and it is written as if for like 2-year-olds. It says, "We would have let nature take its course, but seeing as you've chosen a different path for those, you're gonna need some supplies."
Well, it's a gift. They left the bag for us.
I'm just going to do like a, without giving myself a flash, quick over my shoulder, looking the way that we came to see if I can see if anybody's spotted
Roll a
us.
perception check.
I'll go happen, but 13.
Do you still have that diamond?
You mean this diamond?
Yes, thank you. Now I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna waddle
It's
over
shaped
to.
like a heart.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Over to Bonnie. Okay. We're gonna use this for this, right?
Yeah. Why else would we? Why else did we go get it?
Just making sure. It's a valuable thing to some people.
I would say that Bonnie's life is more valuable, but
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just making sure. What am I doing? I am doing something.
I think I hear the people in the woods.
Always the fun noises in the background.
it's not even because we have the window open. You shut your face.
I don't know what it is.
Did you forget what to tell you guys?
It's not spare the dying.
Revivify?
Is it revivify? Is that what I have?
I feel like that was the one you said.
What if it turns out she doesn't actually have this spell and we got the diamond for no reason?
It would be
Making sure.
100% worth it.
Okay. Normally this is supposed to be done much sooner, so we'll see. Woo!
You said
Well,
12
no.
days.
Yeah. You said we had a lot of time.
I think so. Okay, I haven't done this before.
Is there anything we can do to help?
No. I'm gonna put the diamond, because I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm gonna put the diamond, like, I'm gonna lay her down and, like,
She was already laying down.
well, I'm gonna put her in a pretty position, and I'm gonna have her hands, like, laying here.
Roll a performance check.
Okay.
I just need to see what sort of theater you're actually pulling off versus what you think you're pulling off.
And then I'm gonna put the stone, no, like this. No,
I'm going
like,
to say, do you feel inspired?
like this. One hand
Inspiration.
down, one hand up, and I'll put the stone in that hand.
Do you feel inspired? Inspiration just happens. A coincidence. Bardic inspiration.
I'm doing
With a moat?
performance, and that's a D4?
Performance?
No.
Or I think he's now at D8, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I'm at a D8 now.
Pyramid.
This, right?
Double pyramid.
Yeah. Huh. Not 20.
No way.
I guess you can save that if you want it,
Too bad. I'm doing a 28.
You can re-roll it to see if you get higher.
because you have a moat.
An 8.
I got an 8 with
Oh.
my 8.
Okay, what is your
Literally roll
performance?
A nat 20 and an 8, so
What's your performance?
Nothing.
And thus was performed the first full ceremony of Revivify under your goddess's name. establishing all the rites and rituals that will be forever required whenever this same ceremony is performed in the future. Please, with artistic license and abandon, describe exactly what sort of, and believe me, if there's something you need for this, it seems to come to hand.
Great. Okay, I'm going to... So the one hand's going to be touching her forehead, the other hand's going to be placed upwards, the diamond will go in the hand, her legs will be crossed right over left, and then I'm going to draw in the dirt, like little waves all the way around her, and then I'm going to take my decanter of water, and I'm going to pour over the waves the decanter of water, and then I'm going to go... I think that's it. Do you think there's anything else?
I'm gonna take out my hand drum and just be like, bum 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 bum.
Do you have to say something?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Good call.
Say something. Okay. Do that again. Okay. Oh goddess, bring life back, which is different than what you normally do. Now.
I think Jess just raised a dead person in our courtyard.
Oh, you magic!
You see, as you're all there supporting Caster this, and this is just the performance of it. This is not the actual spell. This is just the ceremony.
You're just making it up.
The outline of the waves that she created becomes true waves as the actual spell is cast. And the diamond starts to glow in an echo of the waves. The green and blue of the water that's suddenly transforming, and those waves become real waves to your eyesight. Wash up over both you and Bonnie, covering you for a moment, and then they start to peel back. And you're in front of your goddess. And she speaks to you. Why do you want this one back? I'm not against it, but is there a particular vision you had?
She just seemed so young and excited about life. She didn't seem ready to part with it.
But what's she going to do with it if she gets it back? And how long will she get to keep it?
Hopefully a really long time. She hasn't gotten to do anything she wants to do at all.
And are you going to be the one that helps her do it? Do you take responsibility? Or should one of these others? And then you can see her single eyes become 6 eyes. And even though the two of them can't see it, you can see that each of those eyes is looking at a different creature in the space. One is on you still. One is on Bonnie. One is on each of them. And the other are on the 3 kittens. And then they come back to just 2 eyes. It's a deep responsibility. You've pulled me out of the water. Think quickly. And her eyes start to go darker and darker and darker. And you know that if they get to pitch black...
The big cat! I point to the biggest cat.
Their souls are entwined. Let neither die.
Will do.
Oh, you still have to negotiate with her and see if she's interested. And then your goddess is gone. But in your head becomes imprinted the idea that it's not just enough to cast a spell. You have to convince the other person to come back. And you can enlist the aid of others to help convince them to come back. And this will be true of all the time, any type of revivify or other return from the dead, is the person will have the opportunity to not be convinced. Now you're doing this to ostensibly an NPC, so I'll be rolling whether or not she decides each time. But you and anybody you enlist to support your goal of bringing her back can offer some way of trying to gain her attention, Bonnie's attention in this big
I'm
case.
gonna get the big cat and get them too.
Okay.
Get the big cat! I need your help!
What is happening? We didn't hear any of that, right? Okay.
You saw the water wash up over her, and then it's peeled off, and it's gone quiescent, still aglow with some sort of magic, but
I'm gonna could I just poke Bonnie,
Don't touch her. Hold the cat. Okay. We gotta convince Bonnie to come back. If she even wants to.
Oh, okay.
Her and the cat are now linked. This is her cat now.
okay.
Neither of them can die. I mean, they can die, but I can't let them die. They're linked. Okay. We gotta convince her. Alright, here we go. I don't know what that means. Here we go. Focus. And I'm just gonna wait.
I'm focusing, now what?
Is anything happening?
Perhaps you should call out to her?
Hey, Bonnie!
Yeah. Hello?
what do you say? You do feel like attention is on you, whether it's just the creatures in this grove or if it's actually.
We're sorry
Bonnie.
you died. You should come back now. You don't have to be dead.
Why?
Because you're very young and you have your whole life ahead of you, and we're also very young and we feel terrible about all of this, and we would like you to have a second chance.
Roll a persuasion check.
29.
Jesus.
You make a good argument, and I do want to live, but it's so peaceful here.
I mean, you could go back. You'll go back someday.
Roll a religion check.
Scared to roll that one now. Religion. Why is this not working? Okay, here we go. Religion. What the hell is that number? Oh, 19.
Yeah,
19, 22, 22, 23.
something soft so it's not banging.
That
A little better.
wasn't there.
19, 22, 22, 23.
You get a sense that she's actually on the verge of crossing back over, but there just needs to be something else. But you understand that his words and his seeking to get her to come back was what pushed her closer to coming back. Like, it's clear that you have to do something. You can't just wait. And the longer you're all waiting here, the less and less likely it is that she's going to bridge over.
I'm going to grab the cat and go like this. Oh my god, I keep knocking this. Righty tighty,
Grab the cat, smack it in the face.
lefty loosey. Righty. Okay. Hold it out and be like, we got you this friend, and it needs your help to live, and you can grow together.
And it has a brother and a sister, and they all need you to help them live. Because look at how cute they are.
Roll another persuasion check. The DC's going up, though.
You or me?
That's a nat 20.
You.
Oh.
It's like, I mean, because he, the fairy couldn't have been
It wasn't really enough, and he also already did his move. If somebody was going to do something, it would have been.
I wasted a nat 20, everyone.
And I'm doing a persuasion?
Yep.
What was that number? Okay. Shit. 14?
You just beat it. It was a 14. So you have this sense that she's literally on the cusp of crossing this threshold.
never got the chance to properly thank you for your help. You've quickly become part of our group, our whatever we have here, and we feel responsible for your well-being and for what happened. And I think it's something that we would do for any of us here. So I just want you to know that if you come back, you always have a place with us, as long as you want it.
You all are startled when you hear a gasp as Bonnie starts to breathe again.
I'm gonna go over and just do like a general medicine check to see like if she like has full health or if she needs healing or like.
I think looking at her, it's obvious she's not healthy, but roll a medicine check to figure out where she's at.
It's just
One
oh no, that's a 21.
Hey.
It's apparent that she's definitely someone who could use a long, restful night. It's not just that she's still weak and wounded. The ordeal of being brought back has left her just exhausted. You can see the deep circles. She's breathing. And as she starts breathing and she starts to regain a little bit of consciousness, even as you're checking her, her eyes start to flutter open. And she just looks at the three of you and the cat. You're so nice.
Did we understand you?
Did you learn my language?
Nope.
How long have I been asleep?
A couple of days?
Yeah.
Are we just not gonna? No.
Can I, like... Is there, like, a check I can do to see, like, why she would be able to talk to us all of a sudden? Can I, like, parade to my goddess and be like, why can I understand her?
Roll a religion check.
I know I'm awesome, but why am I this awesome? How did I change her, language setting?
How did I reset her?
That's only a 10.
Only the gods know. But damn, your goddess is a lot better than you thought she was. And she was only about death, you thought. If this is that same goddess.
I have no idea why we can understand you. Bonnie, cat, Bonnie.
And here's the cat's other siblings.
This one's the most important, though. This one's yours.
And you can see Bonnie kind of moving back a little bit.
It's just a baby. It's okay.
It
Like
has
a
my eyes.
Fast snail.
Wait. I'm sorry. What? And I put down the other two.
Yeah,
And I pick it up and I'm like,
you're linked.
It has her eyes. Slitted in the same way hers are, not like a cat's eyes, but slitted across.
You two.
Same color.
You two are y'all are bonded. You're connected.
What did you do to me?
Brought you back.
you weren't
From
You
a
were-
nap?
you weren't.
You were dead.
You died.
But you were all just telling me really sweet things as I woke up. I can't remember all the words, but I just remember you were really nice.
Well, yeah, because
we'll
we wanted you to come back.
Continue to be nice. And this cat will be by your side.
Or very near the shore, anyway. You probably have to check in.
Yeah.
I think we should take it with us. I don't know about the siblings, but I mean, there's 4 of us and 3 cubs.
I mean, as long as Bonnie wants to come with us, she doesn't have to.
As she
guess.
says that last sentence, she seems to be falling asleep. Really quick.
Okay. Is she still like just laying down where she was?
Yeah, she's kind of like just collapsing. There's where the waves have been drawn is washed away, but it looks like the shore of a beach now. That liminal space between the sea is that like changing, but it's earth, so it's been shaped somehow that it looks like that space on the beach. And
I'm gonna try to like just as she kind of nods off, I'm gonna try to like catch her head and is the bag with all the provisions like fully emptied out, or is it?
Oh, it's just a mess. And the two beings during all of this got distracted at some point and are nowhere in evidence right now.
I'm gonna take what's like the bag and just kind of tuck it under her head for like a little bit.
I'm going to remember that they said that dude was following us, and I'm just going to look around to see if I can see him.
Roll a perception check.
12.
And looking around the tree line of this little grove, there doesn't seem to be anything out there.
I'm gonna go start looking at the provisions and just kind of organize them and see what there all is and see if it's something that we should divide out. We should rest here and let her sleep. I'm sure you're tired
Take the big,
after.
as she's saying this, take the big cat, put it next to Bonnie, slowly lay down, be like, It's time to go.
No, that's fine. I'll take the first watch and kind of go through all of this and.
So your evening activity is going to be sorting through that bag and
I mean, I could help you.
watching a little bit.
You should sleep. You should rest because I have a feeling you're gonna have to take the next watch. And I just kind of glance over at Tanzanite.
All right.
I just brought someone back to life. I'm tired.
I'm going to lay back with my head on a log and tip the bowler hat down. Over the eyes. Try to sleep as cool as possible.
All right.
Even sleep as a performance.
Do a performance check. Let's see how good your sleep is. Twilight is settling in.
I'm asleep, so it's only a 13.
You think that it looks cool, but in reality, it's one of those situations where it only looks cool in how you think it looks. It just looks like somebody who's just like, oh, that wasn't so cool. Okay. But you're not aware of that. You're zonked out. But the one person who would be aware of that is busily dissecting a bag and moving things around. A lot of it is what you would gather to be meant for these 3 feline creatures. Foods and things that could be carried and traveled with to help 3 small cubs survive for a little while. It looks like there's a heavier preference for things that will potentially transition to their long-term food sources, but the ice. We're gonna have to make a new rule: no ice and things at the table, because I was having the same issue. But the you're just like, as you're, it's too much for one person to carry. You definitely have to divide it in the group. But there's even some things in there that just look like gear that might be helpful for like strapping one of the kittens onto the back of a bag, and just like some things that like, like
Cubby Bjorn.
Cub Bjorn. It looks like things you're just sitting there like, some of it like, I don't know what this is for, but maybe it will make sense later. But you basically have a bag full of the accoutrements for taking care of 3 wild animals.
I start
some very, very thick gloves.
Yeah. I'm going to start parsing it out at least into 3. And figuring out what I'm going to say to Tanzanite to convince her to help carry some of this some of the time.
Okay.
But I'm also at random moments. I don't know at how many times I'll be able to. Let's do it this way.
I have some rolls to do for you anyways, so.
At least twice during my shift, I randomly decide to turn over my shoulder and look to see if I can spot anyone.
Okay, go ahead and roll 3 perception checks. We're going to do the fast forward version.
Whoa. That's at 21, at 24, and at 25.
Jesus.
The first time you look around, it's because you heard a twig snap, and as you look, you just catch sight of a stag moving along. It actually has a scar on its side, but it's kind of just moving through, and it's gone in moments. The second time you look up, it's just on your own recognizance. But as you're looking up, your eyes are kind of drawn upward to the skyline, and you're able to make out the moon, and something flies in front of it that's just way too big. Not as big as that thing you saw down in the deep dark of the undergrounds, but something huge just flew across the moon. You don't remember anything like that. And it was slow and just huge. Didn't move in a natural way. And the third time you look up, you realize that it's getting really late and you're really tired, because you could swear you see 20 eyes looking at you, but then they all disappear. Congratulations on rolling really, really high on perception checks. With your shift over, nothing untoward happens. Nothing. If there's any of those 3 things you wanted to ask a follow-up on.
I'm gonna shake
Boomer's
Asher
on cam.
awake, and I'm going to. Are you gonna wake up easily, or what's the?
Probably.
Okay. Your turn. The bag mostly has stuff for the cats. Saw a couple things. Doesn't seem to be any immediate danger. And then,
Couple things.
I saw a stag in the woods, and the other thing I'll talk about in the morning. But the third thing, if you're out there, if you could keep an eye out for danger, that'd be great. Thanks. Bye. And then I kind of zonk out, Sugar Crash style.
All right.
So what are you doing in your night?
I will probably take out my journal and just write haiku. The most brilliant haiku that anyone has written in the history of haiku. And obviously, look around now and then.
So go ahead and roll 2 perception checks.
That is,
That was cocked. Reroll it.
what was that?
It was on the line.
You just made me do it because it's high. So dirty 20 and a 6.
I think one of the times you look up, you heard the snap sound again, and you remember the stag and something that. And then she had yelled out at the woods. So that first time you're still on high alert, and you're kind of checking, and you look up and you glance up, And you can see the wind is moving pretty heavily off in the distance, and it's an interesting situation because right where you're at in this little grove, it's pretty still. And you just watch this wind kind of like whip across the tree line in the distance, and then go back, and then go back, and then it seems to just suddenly stop, and everything becomes still again out in the distance, and it's a strange moment.
Weird wind.
The second time your attention is drawn out to the perimeter for something, you have no idea what it was. But if you hadn't been so into this last poem that you're like, this is beautiful, you probably would have seen this because there's footprints going really close to the camp that you can make out as you look over, and yeah, those are big, hopefully animal footprints, not 20 feet from where everybody lays.
I'm gonna like go look at the footprints. Can I tell which way they're going?
Yeah, they're going back the way you had you had come from when you arrived.
If I like look down the trail that they left, is there anything there?
So you're like trying to get a little bit closer and check. Roll another perception check.
10.
You see a flash of white off in the distance, small. That's all you see.
Hello?
The wind picks up again. Off in the other direction.
Okay, I'm gonna go sit back by the fire and probably just stop writing in my book and keep a closer watch for the rest of my...
All right. And with that, it is morning time and you all wake up. We will pick up there, though, because it's time for us to go on our break. So, did anybody have any last-minute questions or things before
is that a long
switch
rest?
to break mode? It is going to be a long rest, and yes, you will all successfully get the long rest. All right, it's our intermission. I apologize in advance for what you're about to witness. This was me painting with watercolors a mass group of creatures for a different campaign. And I was trying to get a nice little recording of what it's like when I'm trying to do a speed painting run. So this is 4 hours condensed into half an hour without too much detail. And I just had to get everything thematically to match so that they would go well together. But I hope you'll all enjoy this, and it's at least a way for us to have something more interesting than not in our intermissions.
We could just watch Jason eat hot pickles too.
I mean, yes, that's
That would also
actually
be entertaining.
We should probably do one of our intermissions as like a tasting thing.
Oh my gosh, we should do the hot chocolate, not the hot chocolate, the chocolate thing.
Let's throw it out.
We threw it out.
Oh no!
We might be able to find it
I mean,
again.
I could
maybe.
get more, I'm sure.
Maybe. They don't sell it anymore.
All right, here we go.
Bye.
See you soon.
we grow ever closer to the beginning of the podcast. Thank you for your patience and for listening to these silly folk tales. If you have a folk tale you would love to have read in the prequel to our podcast, feel free to reach out, post a comment, and share some of your favorites.
We are growing ever closer to the beginning before we get to the end.
apologies for being blacked out for just a little bit there. I kind of got distracted watching our future engagement. We are back, and as everybody gets settled back around the table, we are going to wake up to a purple sky morning. And I'm turning on other people's mics right now, so...
Allow me to settle in.
In the tower, if you...
Okay. And so the air has a crispness to it. Asher has been stirring embers at the fire, trying to stay focused, trying not to be distracted by that next limerick at the tip of his fingers. And the sun has begun to rise. The sky shifts from purple and Dopplers into pinks, oranges, yellows, and then a flash of green before blue. Birds sing much too early for some, much too late for others. You can hear the clip-clop of creatures moving about the forest, and it is a very, very good morning.
Good morning.
And you all hear, I had the most amazing dream that I could talk to you. Oh, and that's not going to work. Oh,
What do
well.
you mean that's not gonna work?
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Did you do that spell again?
I did not. We haven't figured out why this is happening. But it's cool.
And it kind of wasn't, depending on what you remember, a dream.
Her face kind of shudders for a second, and you can see her just processing, and she's out of it. Just completely checked out in that moment.
When she's talking, if I look at her lips, is she speaking her own language or is she speaking ours?
Roll a perception check. It looks like she's speaking your language.
That was 2.
Three mewling kittens start crawling out of the warm hole that they had been tucked away into, and one of them immediately goes straight over to Bonnie, and that's what kind of wakes her up out of her stupor. She picks this one up.
And I go to get a pile of the 3 things that I split up. So whoever was following us and probably is still watching us now, thank you for the stuff, left us things for them.
Is there a way?
Is this what land creatures eat?
Personally, I think they're still a little young, but I guess if people who may deal with animals more than I do think it works for them, then I'm willing to give it a shot.
She goes through and starts sorting with you, and I'm going to say that you have a moment of...
Is there a way to tell the difference between the 3 other than like a size?
The largest one has Bonnie's eyes.
Right. And then the other 2, do they have like
You had the smallest.
One is much smaller, markedly smaller than either of the other 2. The larger one is like barely larger. The small one is actually significantly smaller. But that larger one that has Bonnie's eyes, up until it had Bonnie's eyes, was the braver of the trio, and now its personality seems to be changing. Something's shifting in what it is and what it does. But the other 2,
Broke it.
they are hanging out. It sounded a lot bigger than the kitten, and when you do that back, it just...
not to interrupt this fun little game you have, but, what are we doing now?
Going
well,
on an adventure?
I mean, have you talked to everyone you need to talk to?
We fled everyone we needed to flee from. Is that the same?
No.
I'll write my parents a letter. It's fine. It's probably good that I don't see my mom anyways.
I was just going to check in with my father before leaving.
Ask him if he's on a secret council.
Well, he's going to have to explain that. And then we...
Then ask him about the secret tunnel that we ran out of.
Secret tunnel.
I only said it because I knew she would do that.
He sang it for me at Comic-Con.
Oh, really?
I went to the Avatar panel, and it was like a surprise guest. Was that the guy who like did that?
Oh, right.
Nice.
It was really cool. Sorry. Back on track.
Well, I think we... Shoot. We were supposed to do something while we were in town. We were supposed to make connections with the guy.
Oh, yeah.
What guy?
Who gave us the stuff?
What stuff?
All the branded... gave you the blowgun.
All
What were
right.
you supposed to do for him?
I will...
Oh, me!
I have...
No, I already did that.
I have an old
Grant.
friend.
Yeah.
I have an old friend in the dark market. I'll write her a letter. She likes me.
Is that going to be enough? We kind of told him that we would...
I thought us wearing this absurd thing was
Well,
the
the problem
deal.
is that we kind of hid because we had to. Also, you weren't there for most of it.
Correct. Well, can't we just like
Hey, what's he gonna
throw
do?
the flyers and
What's he
leave?
gonna do? Like show up and take our clothes back? It's fine. I can also write a letter to some people that I know and tell them.
Well, from what you said, Jessica, did you say that your mom was also on the council, or just my dad? Okay. Well, then your mom is on the High Council or the Secret Council.
Apparently.
So just tell her to use him secretly.
Okay,
Maybe.
maybe.
And then he'll be used in the
Assuming
secret
that she's not
fancy council.
trying to make a dragon eat me. I don't even know what she's up to now.
Maybe when I write my parents, I'll mention that he helped us, and then at least
Has good weapons that the guard could use.
maybe they were a little flashy, not really.
The guard is flashy.
Maybe
The
one of
parade
other-
guards.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they could be outfitted for ceremonies or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's okay.
Ceremonial guard.
Well, okay. Well, why don't you check in with your dad?
You write the letters.
Open book, write letters. Dear Mom, why are you on a secret fucking council? P.S. This guy named Grand helped us out across the lake. Please buy secret things from him. Because you apparently run the city and probably have resources I never knew about. I'm a little pissed. Goodbye. Love, Asher. Dear slightly creepy, dark, bizarre lady. It was nice talking to you the other day. Thanks for laughing at my jokes. Please do business with this weird guy named Grand across the lake. I think you'd like him. Also, I may have misled you and took your money. Love, Asher.
Okay, you have 2 notes written.
I am going to sit and call my dad. Hello, Father.
Holy fucking shit! You all hear. God damn it!
Dad.
Crashing out of the bushes. Your dad.
Oh,
shit.
I'm just gonna be like, can I roll a performance check to see how smoothly I can just like hand flying across my hip, pull the pistol out that I got across the lake, and like point it at him.
Notably, your thing did not glow. Wait, wrong campaign.
Gun of warning. You're right.
Gun of warning. Yes. It did not glow.
Okay.
You were not under threat.
So, dirty 20 for performance.
Oh, it's gorgeous. You are ready. You know, you look like either depending on your zone of proximal interest, a gangbanger ready to pop a cap in, or an FBI agent ready to
more like
lay down the law.
Wild West gunslinger.
Ah, you're not you're not Billy the Kid, but you're up there. It is Billy the Kid, right?
One of them.
I don't know.
Actually, Billy the Kid is famous for wearing a bowler hat. So
that's what I was trying to think of, like who wore a hat that would be in the same genre. Yeah, your father is standing there, and
that might have just been the movie Young Guns. I'm not sure.
Well, I tried to message you, but you're here.
I was about to come out, but you were in the midst of an intense conversation, and they said that I should wait a moment.
They? Oh, did a little green thing send you?
No.
They're green, aren't they? Are they red? No, they're green. I thought they were green.
No one believes in those.
That doesn't mean they don't exist.
Oh, they're there.
I believe in them.
There's at least two.
Maybe you should come home with me.
The city wouldn't like that.
Hey, friends.
Oh, yeah, maybe they're here. Hello?
Tweet, 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 tweet.
We don't know how to call.
You hear a little bit of laughter up the hill.
It's fine. We don't need people to believe us. We know they're real.
Who's laughing up the hill? Who?
The people that were watching us last night.
Oh.
An individual with a really long beard, like kind of all like entwined with various natural elements, comes down. Their feet are in boots that are caked with mud. You two are good at it. I like it. I like how you did this. You're dead meat. I'm sorry, man. It's your kid. Your kid, dead meat.
I brought that to life. I played to Bonnie.
That?
Bonnie even looks offended without a roll.
Sorry, Bonnie. I didn't mean like that, but like that, as in like, I'm useful. Bonnie is also useful. That's why I'm not dead weight, okay? I just have a different set of skills.
You can just see the frown furrow deepening in your own father's eyebrows right now as he's just like...
If you want dead weight, you should lift her bag up. My gosh. I don't know who helped her pack that,
but... The frown just erases and he just kind of looks down.
That was you? I had to repack that whole bag. And then I had to get Bonnie's friends to get it from the bottom of the lake. And it weighs like 1,000 pounds, and they had to carry that.
Very sweet.
I really need to go check out the tree line. Just,
You're not going anywhere.
Hold on there, secret council.
Yeah.
I ratted you out to your daughter that you're on a secret council.
Well...
Does Mom know you're on this secret council? I thought she was the head all be all of the family.
She's a really solid cover, love.
Does she know she's a cover? I don't think she knows that she's a cover.
I feel like if
His eyes keep darting over to this bearded guy whose like eyes are just like big, merry, and very much like, oh, dish and dirt.
I'm gonna look at him and look, wait, like she's your beard?
No. No.
Everybody, these adult men's eyebrows have completely gone forward in confusion. Like what?
She covers for you because you two were like,
No. And the old bearded guy just, I mean, I'm not. I mean, you're an attractive man, but you're married, so you have to divorce her first. And your father's just falling apart.
Wait, we are very off track here.
I think your mother would not be quite as an effective cover if she knew she was a cover. I
love your mother.
As
dearly. There are things, and the side eye is just rancid at this moment. There are things that
I just take my
better she not know, because she's a public figure who needs to avoid missteps.
Well, she's very clearly upset with me.
Everybody's very clearly upset with us.
Not everybody.
Most.
Everybody whose voice is very, very loud.
It's always those who have an issue that are the most likely to express the issue when most people are just fine.
We may have been hunted by an angry mob last night.
Yeah, there's
Well,
that.
there was a mob. Were they after us? Is there something else going on top of everything?
So, let's talk about this avalanche that occurred here. And he reaches up and he points to the space that is like where you'd walked from, but clearly this is still an aspect of that area where the avalanche occurred.
Nice segue.
And Trixie keeps just, like, doesn't even break. Just keeps looking at him.
Roll an intimidation check.
With a disadvantage because you're adorable.
Yeah, with disadvantage for cuteness. Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't mean it.
Hey, you said it. It happened. The story was provoked. You provoked a story attack.
Boo. 5.
Oh no.
It would have been a 16 otherwise. Thanks, Jess.
I'll give
He's
you
just
that
able to
shit.
overlook this
It's not
the
my
whole
fault. You're
time.
adorable.
I mean, seriously, you chose to be a fuzzy, small squirrel-like creature with an
So
obsession
I could be
with honey.
underestimated, not...
That's what's happening right now. You're being underestimated. And he points off to the side and he begins describing how avalanches occur, which is like probably depending on who your character is and what their age is and things like that, like basic knowledge. And it's clear he's trying to do a metaphor for how the events that you all participated in unleashing the dam, reducing the water flow, bringing the lake down, releasing something or some things, has trickled out to open up all sorts of issues in the city. And he basically lists a few of them. Apparently there is a desire by the Cartbolds to gain greater autonomy. They've apparently been under the control of the mayoral work, and they want to strike out and go independent and expand operations.
Well, they should do that. Why should they be under the thumb of that handsy fry cook?
Trixie
Love that.
shudders with the
I mean,
memory.
he wanted to, yeah. And then
Patreon content.
he also shares that the
That was so bad.
the merchants, the 4 merchants' houses have been stirring up trouble, trying to take advantage of this. And the 4 merchant houses are fairly decently known, but they've never really been like visibly problematic. But apparently they've gone to war with each other over this. The guard has been stretched even thinner than.
Do any of them want to do business with Grand's Bazaar?
Or you interject at that point to bring that up? I don't know.
We kind of owe a favor.
Describe the favor.
We
I flashed my coat.
got that boat to get over here from Grand's Bazaar on the idea that we would provide trading
Connections.
partners from here.
I would avoid the guilds. But this
They
is an
are coming on
opportunity
anyway.
to slide in
Yeah.
because they're distracted with each other. Does he have any dark market contacts? And then he just, like, you can see your father is suddenly, like, eyes dart over to you. He's like, did my daughter recognize that I just said dark market contacts?
Can
She's
you
not supposed to know that. I
deliver
shouldn't know.
this letter to my friend in the dark market? She runs the stall with the gems.
Yeah.
Thanks. We're not going back into town. We don't want to do that.
No. I came here to tell you not to go back in, but also, and he kind of looks over at the bearded fellow.
Oh, can you deliver this letter to my mom?
Any more letters for delivery?
I'll send mine with Grand. It's fine.
We're not going back there either, are we?
I think we have to go that way to go out.
Unless we go by land.
Well,
We're not going to take the boat.
hold on to your thoughts here. He's got a request. They have contacts with some of the people your people used to associate with.
Who
And
are your people?
they need something
Like a squirrel people.
that might be a little bit dicey. So a generation gap's probably useful. And you could negotiate on their behalf. And they also... I know that one of our farming villages, not that they're actually our farming village, they're their own farming village, but we definitely have a relationship. They have some strange goings on happening as well. So there's kind of two locations that need a little bit of support. I'm not saying you need to do this, but I feel like I know you need to stay out of town, and I'm trying to make sure I give you, and clearly you know more than anybody suspected. So I'm trying to give you those two options. Or you could, and his eyes kind of like look over at his daughter, and you can see like there's just deep sense of sadness at whatever he's thinking. Or you could choose other paths.
I would say, let's talk about that. Tell it like it really is. I'm here, listening. Zone of truth.
He kind of looks, because you can see that he's like being affected for a second. What is the DC on that?
That's a wonderful question that I definitely know the answer to.
And I definitely know the answer to it.
It's always hard. when you're
Charisma
about to
15.
cast a spell. He beats it. You can feel him resist it at first, and then you can see him just shake his head and just accept it. And so he gives into it. He purposely gives into it. You can see that the old gray-bearded guy full on rejects it. He doesn't even try. He's just like, whoosh. But you can see that her dad was able to resist, and then chose not to resist.
And like I know that he could have if he wanted to.
You definitely felt him resist it at first, and then just accept it.
All right. Your dad's ready to talk to you with some candor. Voluntarily.
I guess ask what you want to know.
This isn't a birds and the bees type of talk, sweetie. This is.
I don't need that talk.
I feel
Really?
like your mother failed you on that a little bit, but
I don't need the birds and the bees talk.
okay.
Anyways.
And his eyes keep glancing over to the only male member of the
I'm just
group.
back. Wink at him.
But how? Anyways, So you're on a secret council that Mom doesn't know about that is ruled by a dragon?
No. That's why we're together as a group. See, things went sideways before we could really get into the meat of it. When we discovered Elmadrad was asleep. And that was before my time, when actually our people, and he points, and he's very clearly indicating you and him, not anybody else. Our people left a place of refuge that was no longer safe. And we came here and found the spring. And I don't know how long it's been, but we definitely have records that go back 100 years. But one of the first records is a very secret and private record that is the discovery of the monster in the deep. And we made a deal with it, and it's kept up as part of the bargain. We've prospered.
And what was the deal?
There are some things that were clearly foolish. I don't know why anybody would just stipulate as part of a deal that the lands be full of gem riches, but we've never wanted for shiny baubles and powers that grew as we grew. And the ability to take care of our own and hold the borders that we saw fit to hold. And the deal was, when the time came, we would help our patron, city's patron, raise and release their children and compatriots. Apparently, you fulfilled the compatriots part of that deal. Powerful beings set free, and if I understand it correctly, before the ancients, these creatures were in existence and they were free to do as they want, but then the powers that they relied on for survival started to fade and they hibernated, and now they're trying to claim glories and powers and abilities that have been denied to them. I mean, you and your mother worship one of them, I'm fairly certain.
I may be in talks with someone, yes?
Dark raven feathers falling on your bed all the time.
Are raven feathers been falling on me?
That's what I saw.
Water related?
There's a lot of water.
I mean, the only water was the fountain.
I'm gonna point to the ground if it's still wet. Be like, what?
It's not wet anymore, but those markings are still there, and the markings that look like a washed up beach with some feet trudged through, and you notice a set of some animal footprints through it. He looks to you. Your mother.
Guess Daddy's not the only one with secrets.
I have been wondering if it was the same person that
It's very apparent that he's at a loss for words. He can't even seem to articulate. His mouth just keeps opening and closing, opening and closing. And with that, the bearded guy interjects. Okay, are you... Yes?
Help you with the advocating on your behalf thing?
Yes.
With
yes.
My family?
No.
Who am I? I think you or you underestimate the amount. I was not let out of the house as a child except to do like training.
Perfect.
Don't worry, nobody was ever watching me. I did whatever I wanted. It was awesome.
Lies. You're under the zone of truth spell, and you thought it was true when he says lies. Your head shifts, and you realize that wasn't true.
She was always watching me.
Here. And he... Interested. We're interested.
Nee? Oh, that's... You want to talk to him. He's friends with Nee.
No. You.
Oh, all of us.
And he holds up his thumb like he's like... It's very obvious that he's not used to hand gestures of this nature, and it's very much like an awkward sort of like positioning of his hand and everything. He's like...
What did he thump out?
There's just a stack of paper, and it looks like rough, like handmade paper with a ton of writing all over it. It looks like, yes, Motorcycles of New York City, we appreciate you too. If you would become viewers and watch this, we might appreciate you more.
Did you guys hear that, dragon?
Dragon.
It's moving away. It's fine.
It's going further and further. So yeah, he a stack of papers, and he's just kind of like gesturing, and I lost track because of the dragon.
If I were to like look over, can I see what's?
I mean, obviously there's
on
a
the
stack
first
of
page?
papers. Asher's just gonna grab for it.
Yeah, and I'll look.
Like grabbing and looking, the first thing you see out on the top was a proposal for increased trade in specific substances of the enlightening variety. And enlightening is spelled really, really badly. It's like
drugs?
Like Nee wrote this.
The wizard wants us to go trade for hallucinogenics. I'm pretty sure.
The Nee wants that?
Mm-hmm.
To go trade with who?
No,
you guys?
we're taking this to Nee.
I'm confused. Nee wrote these.
Mm-hmm.
And you agree to them, or you want to know what they are?
We also want them, yes.
So you don't have them?
No.
So where do we get them?
North.
I'm just gonna reach into my bag and pull out those mushrooms that I got like way back. And just be like,
no. Rock. And he's his like faces. Read the contract.
all right, I'm gonna spend the next little bit just like reading.
Okay, so you and your father can continue to have exchanges, share whatever you want to. You can talk to whoever you want to as well. But while you're reading, can you just really quickly roll a intelligence check to see how you can parse together Nee writing, so you have advantage because you've dealt with Nee before a lot.
Dirty 20.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to that for a second. What at all are you trying to ask and find out from whoever?
I'm going to address the druid person from the
Nature cult, as I've been calling them.
Yes.
Nature cult member.
Mr. Beard. Well, okay. Well, you obviously know where we need to go. Would it be possible to have one of your group join us as a guide? Because
we're rooted in.
You can't leave.
Nope, that's my oak. stuck.
You can't leave because of a tree?
Deals made.
Okay. Do you have any suggestions as to how to best? Do you have a map? Anything that could help us besides a direction that doesn't necessarily mean anything to us in this particular day and age of this planet?
Do you want to see a trick?
It depends. If it's a trick that I can also do and reuse to help us, that would be great. If you're only going to do it once and then it doesn't help us once you're not here, then no.
Matt.
Can you draw?
He can.
He's reading. Can you draw?
I can try.
Excellent. And you see him back into the oak that he had mentioned before, and as soon as he gets close to the root bulb of it, he gets pulled into the tree. And just as you're starting to think he's buggered off somewhere or played some sort of new trick that all this weird growing magic that you're starting to become more and more aware of is not as unique as you thought it was, and it's starting to go like, okay, people who are not in the city proper, and even those who are in the city clearly have access to this and have known about it. It's like not just the Mage Tower and the Artificers School, but like there's a lot prevalent outside of that space. Just as you're starting to think that, one of the roots comes up out of the ground and begins sketching in the dirt that was smoothed by her waterwork. And you can see what looks like a tiny representation of the city.
Okay. Asher, can I borrow a couple of pages from your book?
I'll just hand her the book, and there's a...
Ooh, you got his diary.
It's just full of bad poetry, don't worry.
Probably Asher would be super excited if she read it.
Yeah, please read it. Please, somebody should.
I open it up to the first blank page, and then I grab a piece of charcoal from the fire that I assume we made at our camp, and I make sure that it's...
You can see, like, the what's being drawn here is piecemeal. But you can see that the entirety of this set of woods up against what looks like the beginnings of mountains. And then you can see an edge of where the lake is, especially right here. It's very clear. And then it kind of peters off where there aren't trees. There's just blank spots. And then you can see that it traces around the other side of the lake, and it starts to pick up and drop, pick up and drop, pick up and drop. And then there's a big blank space. And then there's a huge swath of the other side of the lake, the side that you haven't been to yet, that's just very well articulated. And then there's this, from that swath that's really well articulated, there's a huge swath more that's articulated. And you can see that there's some sort of road or pathway or trail marked up into this space, and then it just, nothing. And then there's a little tiny pinpoint to the northeast by looking at a thing on the ground, referencing that as a focal point that just gets starred. But there's no features described in that zone. And then you can start to see that sections begin to bloom down below with another set of forest and tiny little game trails, like details down here. But every time that starts to bloom out, it's all traced back to the path and re-highlighted, and to that star that's far off away from all this other stuff. And there's a little shudder, and the dirt kind of solidifies for a little bit, but you know it could wash away easily or be brushed away.
As it was doing it, I would have tried to be replicating it, but I am not an artist.
Go ahead and roll a delicious intelligence check to see how well you're able to replicate what's there. Let's call it an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, God.
As she's drawing, I'm going to. Hold on.
So he's reading, she's drawing, your dad's free,
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly.
and under zone of truth for a few more moments.
I'm just gonna be like, "You're doing a really great job. You got this." And just give you a bit of guidance in case you need it.
D4.
Okay.
The DC for this is 18. For a perfect map.
I got 14.
Okay, you have a
Solid map.
decent map. You have a solid map. You could use this. You definitely, everything you see on the version you made triggers the memory of the one that's scribbled out, even though it was incomplete. But you have a solid map that you maybe somebody else couldn't interpret as well as you can, because you have the actual memory to be triggered, but you have a solid map. So anybody else who uses her map to figure out where they are will be at disadvantage. Anybody who uses her map that knows all about it, you will be at advantage.
Okay.
Going without the map means you're at a DC of 20.
Can I either roll for or like figure out just like I'm assuming the spot where there's a gap was the wall / is now probably a waterfall or whatever. But I can't tell because of everything is flipped.
Let's roll a wisdom saving throw to see what you understand about this map and the context you're in right now. Tell me your number.
And that one.
Okay, so you don't get why there are blank spots. What I can tell you, so you don't misinterpret this, none of the blank spots had to do with the lake.
Okay.
It's very obvious that there's a lot of forest, very clearly delineated. Other features are much more rare. Okay.
Okay.
What are you up to with your...
I will just kind of keep talking to him and being like, does Mom wake up with feathers in her bed?
Way, way too often. So I'm guessing you don't see feathers, you don't have visions of dark skies, you don't speak with one who's constantly talking about bringing the end?
No.
Yeah, so I'm thinking you and your mother have less in common than I thought.
Oh.
Which makes this a little bit easier.
What this?
I mean, you can't go home. You can't... I mean, I could hide you away.
I'm gonna stop reading and just be like,
I mean, essentially that's what we've been doing my whole life. And now I've left. I don't really want to hide even more so.
I go back to reading.
So... you're okay?
I guess. Why did you not do the waters? Why did you refreeze it?
Unlike you, I was afraid. Did you read the notes?
Did we read notes? We read notes.
I mean, there was like things that were left for us.
I think I read the notes.
We read some scribbles and
Asher reads everything.
They didn't make a lot of sense.
we found some stuff in like there was a room with like a puzzle. There were like notes to help with the like figuring that out.
Every group that's been sent, we've all left what we could behind.
Explicit instructions would have been preferred.
That was a little
Cryptic?
vague. Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty sophisticated for a group of teenagers.
I know.
But my group was 13 when we went.
Yeah, but I mean, everything that we read just made it seem like you were supposed to refreeze it. Like that was the only option.
That's what we thought, and I mean,
well, I'm sorry you had to do that, and now nobody has to do it again.
which,
We'll just be
if
the
I'd
hated
been a little
ones
bit
by
older,
many.
I would have.
No high five for you.
Why are we high-fiving?
Because nobody has to do it again.
Have you done this thing?
He reaches up and he just pets your hand.
That was weird. Alright, you ruined it.
Well, that makes me feel better.
I'm trying to invent a thing. Reinvent a thing that I read in an old book. Nobody will do it.
Well, that's the problem. Is you're the only one that knows about it.
What are you supposed to do?
Slap my hand. Yeah! See, it's exciting, right?
It hurt me. Does that not hurt you?
But it's good, right?
No, I guess.
It's like, it's like a celebration. Do it again.
So less of a slap and more like, hooray!
Yes. Hooray!
Hooray!
Hooray! Yes. Huzzah. All right. I like it. She gets it.
Yeah, okay.
That's okay. I mean, it didn't make sense before because it just seemed like you acted like we should know what you were doing.
So this means hooray, and you want me to smack you? Well, your hand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I made that mistake the first time. He said to smack him. Or to slap him.
And you slapped him.
Yeah, well, he didn't clarify.
It's true. I didn't.
Bonnie's holding up her hand like this.
I'm gonna...
Oh.
My high five, Bonnie. Bonnie gets it.
Dad, did you know that they were in the water? Did we know they were in the water?
We didn't.
No.
Not until we got to the
There's
wall.
Yeah, this is
people in the
Bonnie.
water.
She's a
This is
mermaid.
Bonnie. She's awesome.
Your dad just, his eyes are just huge.
There's a whole
pretty
city down there.
I'm pretty sure they may have either worshipped the water before the spring where the water came from before
Yeah, we
Underton.
broke that too. Our bad. But it's under. There's a spring that was in the lake under our spring, and then your spring, because I've never seen that spring, so I'm not allowed to go into Underton.
I took you in before we left.
We got
Well.
to see it briefly.
Anyway, so there's a spring under that spring, and then that spring exploded a little bit, but it's fine now.
We attempted to fix it. I don't know if we succeeded fully.
It's been a long weekend.
But they're mer people. And they were very happy we released the water.
They were trapped all this time.
We are horrible people.
Yes.
I have to go, or they're going to notice I'm not.
That's usually how that works. Okay.
But yes.
Okay. What was the other thing that you wanted us to do? Oh, the farmlands. Where?
Oh yeah. What are we doing? We're getting a rock?
No,
You can do what you want to do. I need to go.
Okay. Can you do the thing that she does where she calls you?
Yeah, can you call me?
No, but I was supposed to give you something, and he kind of reaches into his bag and he pulls out a rock.
That's Lord's laughing, not Trixie.
It's a geode. He sets it down. I don't understand how this works. It just does. But who wants to be at the other end?
I mean, it should be your daughter, right?
I guess, yeah.
She has
Oh yeah.
one way.
You, because your mother's the other one on the council. Maybe.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
Here, and he hands
But he's
you
just a boy.
big hammer.
If you want it.
And he puts his hands on one side. Grab the other side. Okay, don't hit us. Just right down the middle.
Oh dear. How big is the hammer?
It's a little big for you. It's like carrying, you know how you,
Okay, I'm gonna do
a hammer versus a mallet?
Yeah.
This is mallet sized.
For a regular person.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna use 2 hands.
Ooh, that's
Sorry.
super loud.
I'm so sorry.
So you see, we gotta work on our percussive noises here, folks, because we're gonna deafen everybody on the other side.
What? I was going for a sound effect.
The rock
Sorry.
cracks, and when it cracks in half, you get to see the glorious internal geode, and it's beautiful, an amethyst wonderland of glittery happiness. And he holds it up to his mouth, focuses for a second, says, check. This is just a check of the, I don't know how these things really work, and I'm hoping you can hear all this. And that one starts to glow for a moment. And then on delay, like you having that mic delay thing, not like we are now where we have mics synced up perfectly to our audio.
Right.
But you get that check. This is a...
Talk back.
Do you copy over? 10.
Okay. They work once a day.
Well, no, it doesn't work today, so I'm going to put it away.
Well, yeah. That was stupid of me.
But we could call you and you can call him.
Yes. So if I have updates, I'll let you know about your papers. And he tucks it into a pouch. And your notes. Tucks those away.
I once found a
Did you
very old
write a note
sign.
to your family?
I once found a very old sign. I think this is called Verizon.
Verizon Rock.
Verizon Rock. No, it's T-Mobile.
Sure. Can I have a piece of paper?
He still has a book.
She'll be really
you
quick.
still have my book.
Oh, I do. Is it okay if I tear one out? Okay.
Do it.
I just scribble a quick note. It says, Dear Mom and Dad, I'm safe. I'm sorry if what we did made things harder for you. I am going to stay with my new friends. Hope that's okay. And then I fold it up. Sorry, I if you don't mind.
Oh, your parents are good people. A little hard to recruit. We tried, but they're focused.
Yeah. They're really dedicated to what they do.
Yeah, your mom would have been a really great person to help guide the city.
What are the chances I could ride that dragon? I'm just saying. No?
When did he wake up?
Never mind.
Which time?
Is he just kind of like snoozing?
So
and
it
he
didn't have
wakes up on
anything to do with
occasion,
the
or-
frozenness.
When it wakes up, we know we need to send more people.
Because it was holding it back. Oh, okay. Got it. Light bulb.
Wait, is the dragon mad that we broke the dam?
I don't think so.
No, no, you all should know. I think if I didn't do this last session, it was like super happy. You've released the restraints on it and its compatriots.
That's why it was able to wake up, was because the dam was breaking and the power was waning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the dam was like a curse on the dragon?
Actually, why don't you all just roll an insight check? At this point, with advantage with all the things you figured out, and I'll do like a little bit of awkward lore dropping.
Nat 20. Same! Not
Nat 20.
Okay. I just need the whole group to get above a 48.
12.
You got above a 48 total.
Hey.
So I think in conference with each other, or just like pulling the pieces together, you get this general sense of what's happened. Every couple of decades, the dragon woke up, and that was the cue for the people on this secret council to get another group to go and try to either reset or release. And it had basically gotten to a point where like they had to make a gamble and let the new generation make the decision about what's going to happen with the city rather than keeping it in old hands. And that was instigated, which I don't know if anybody really truly got this out of any insight, but instigated by the people who started this process, which would be Ni and the original members who have been ceremonially executed out of old age, but Ni is an exception to that because Ni does not follow those beliefs and practices of the people of Underton.
And Ni's girlfriend who was trapped.
Ni's really close friend who was trapped there by the ceremony and the ritual that they cast to create the freezing effect. So that circumstance was kind of like this recurring thing that was really a little bit Ni's fault, but also the folks who originally relocated from their first refuge to Underton. You are also getting to understand that there were several powerful creatures or beings that some of your folk have worshipped as gods. May or may not actually be gods, but beings of some sort of power that has been growing after it had waned for millennia. And that the changes in the world and the climate and the space is all precipitating this sort of transformation. So I think overall you kind of have this, like, you went from being in young people navigating a small town world to slowly discovering that you actually had little abilities and trying to figure out what those meant, to being then thrown at a big problem and those abilities being magnified because you were forced into that big problem. And now you're hobnobbing with other folks who have big problem-solving abilities that may or may not have been doing the best job of using those big problem-solving abilities. But like, I think overall that is, if there's anything you want clarification about, I'm happy to try to go into that. But
Sounds right.
My only other question, why the three of us?
I had hopes. Didn't know, I mean, I knew sort of, but you didn't go to the mayor. And we needed some people free of influence, and
another visible shiver.
And is the mayor
Trixie.
a part of this secret group?
That idiot?
I assume not, but I just wanted to ask.
I mean, the last 30 years have been...
Those elections are rigged, right?
Oh, yeah, we don't even try anymore. We just let it happen. It doesn't affect anything important. Just strange displays, and it's very difficult for anything that the mayor does to
It's almost like anyone who wants to affect actual change just gets pushed to the side, and the candidates are just assigned and you have to vote for them.
That's how democracy works.
What a weird system.
This is why the Secret Council. This is where change actually happens, and it's premature, but I would love to invite you to the dark side of the world at some point in your futures.
So now we're going to help, and I'm going to gesture to the dude, the old guy, and be like, we're going to find you a rock?
I think we're finding them and me some stuff, whatever's in those papers.
Well,
Are you making heads or tails of it?
You rolled an unnatural 20. What you can interpret, and you know Nee's wild mind, this is some sort of component for a major project that Nee has in mind. And Nee didn't know about it until he had spotted something that you're just not sure what it is, but he's using strange terminology that you're unclear on it. Words like dirigible. Words like off and otter. Things that just don't make sense to you and you've never heard of, but he's just using these terms and talking about some object that he wants from this people as a form of trade. He's looking to start trade with a place. He's heard about whatever this object is, and he's trying to get it, but the people in this forest are also very interested. They seem to have their own interests, and they want a massive quantity of the substance, whatever it is.
Oh, so do you relay that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, there's a lot of words here that I'm not sure if they're just words I've never heard, or if Nee just spelled something horribly wrong, because it really could go either way. But Nee wants us to facilitate trade with some people to get something he needs, but it's really unclear what he needs.
But not these guys? And I point to the guy with the beard.
What we want?
Trade with Nee.
No.
They both want trade, but this totally different.
Nee is in partnership with them to trade with someone else that we're going to see.
And the thumb goes up into the air awkwardly.
I'm just gonna be like, high five. Do it or I'm not gonna get the trade.
That's stupid.
He slaps it sideways.
Close enough.
Okay.
And fades back into his tree.
I've got nothing else to do.
Well, I guess.
I'll be a diplomat.
Did her dad leave? He's still here?
He's still here. He's trying to edge out, but he's...
Did the farms, where are we going?
And he looks down at that little dirt thing, and he points to where the other side of the lake is. He points just south of that, where there's a little bit of a gap.
Just make an X. Don't pony. Make an X. Okay. And then I match an X on my map.
Yeah. And with it all right here in this moment, you easily match that up.
Carrot.
As I study this, can I take this contract with me? Or...
Oh yeah, they've handed it to you. This
is the one we take to the other people.
As I study it more, will I gain more understanding of what we're supposed to be trading for?
How much time you get to investigate it and look it over? Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Bonnie, do you want to come with us, or?
Roll an insight check really quickly.
Everybody? Or?
Go ahead and roll an insight check if you want to. I think at this point your attention's opened up.
9.
18.
You don't catch it. You definitely do catch it.
13 plus something.
You're a cleric. It's going to be some crazy number because your wisdom is wicked high.
Plus 6.
Okay, so 19. So the two of you catch this. She's got that same gleam of wanderlust that you've had and that you've witnessed in your friends. You miss it. You're not certain if she wants to go because she's trying to cover for it at the same time. And if it doesn't, I don't want to.
Yes, you can come. Let's do it.
That's what we're doing. So if you want to come, you can come.
Are you sure?
Of course.
I don't want to be a bother.
We're a party, and it's a party. Let's do it.
No, I mean that's
Welcome
why.
to the party.
That's why we. That's why we did what we could to bring you back.
Plus, you have little Sally Sue here.
Is
You
that
gotta
the
name
name?
it.
Sally Sue?
No, I think you get to pick.
You get to pick the name. I didn't know what to.
Sally Sook. Sally Sue. Sally you? Nope, don't know.
You can have a think on it.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it.
Don't even think about it.
She can name it whatever she wants.
No. It wants. She's like playing with the language, and you can just see that she's like fully gone off again into her own little land for a moment.
How about you, little one?
So.
Is this like when you
Father.
is this like when you die and then you wake up and trigonometry?
She's out of it. She's like.
He woke up from a coma.
Yeah, she woke up from a coma and she
Spanish, really.
speaks a new language.
So what are you going to tell Mom?
Absolutely nothing. It has worked for years.
Tell her I said hello.
But if you need anything from us or anything, you can just call him and he'll let me know, and I can call you if anything.
Yeah, it sounds like you're not just leaving, so thank you. And he turns away really quickly and just starts marching into the woods the wrong way.
Oh wait, Father, wait. I'm gonna get together some of the stuff that I want to keep but don't bring. And I'm gonna take a bag out and be like, will you put this in my closet? Thank you.
Thank you.
I should have brought a servant. Just muttered very quietly. He kind of drags the bag.
You are unbelievable.
If you believed in the green guys, they would help you, but too
I
bad.
don't want them to go to waste. So now they'll be safe.
Green guys, go help them with the bag. Do it.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
Hello.
They're not our servants.
They're just good friends.
No, but they're fun.
Hello. Little green guys.
I'm just trying to prove they
Wait, what if I
exist.
go, little green guys, where are you?
Roll a perception check.
Ooh.
What is that?
That's a 17.
17. And this is a persuasion?
Yeah. Perception.
Perception.
Which is probably plus
Perception plus 6.
Yeah.
23.
You
I'm
hear.
just gonna say things quickly.
You hear. Oh, and then it's gone.
It works.
It's like a whooshing sound.
I'm like, hey, that's your dad. Go help him with the bag.
You hear another whoosh.
Close enough. Whatever.
I just want to know if they're gonna be around or if they're just like here.
Oh. Guess we'll find out.
This oak tree just. And all its branches sag for a second.
I turned and I say, told you they existed.
One of the branches just reaches up and really slowly, all but a single twig.
Well, that was uncalled for. But I can dig it.
Old man Willow is angry.
Old man.
All right. It is now 10 o'clock. We'll see what next week brings us. But it was lovely to play with you all. It was lovely to see folks online. Don't know how the session went for people away from us. It was mostly role play and a little bit of lore drop stuff. No,
So sorry for the very loud noise.
we'll work on table etiquette. And
We're all working. We're all learning.
it's fun. It's growth, and I just like to torture my friends.
I feel like I did good purring sound effects. That's the only one.
Your purr was solid. It was way better than mine.
No, I can't do it.
You had to.
How did
I
you
can't
do
do
it?
it.
Nope, I got nothing now. I don't even know what I was doing now.
Oh my god. Well, thank you very much for joining us. And on that lovely hairball note,
Could be worse. I could make my zombie
I'm
noise
gonna
for
end
you.
this before it's all.
I can make my dog.
No.
I can make my dog puking noise.
No.
It's really accurate.
No.
Oh, I'm covering my ears and the earpieces are inside my hands. This is how it all ends. All right, so everybody else enjoy the zombie noise while I disconnect and start our transition.
Fine,
Have a beautiful, beautiful week.
Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Love you and be safe. Do 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 ba do do ba do 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 ba do do.